Joining me now for a Cornwall Police Service update is our Chief of Police, Chief Danny Aikman. Welcome back, Chief Aikman.
Good morning, Gabriel.
All right, so Chief, let's start and talk a little bit about, we know the situation in the United States. Everyone here is watching closely. It hits home to a degree, watching what's going on right now, so we'll get your thoughts on the situation right now in the States.
Yeah, it's a very disturbing situation that's going on south of the border. I want to make it clear that there is not and never has been any place in policing for racism. And our relationship with the community is a very important one, and it's based on trust and mutual respect for each other. And that message is reinforced to our frontline officers on a consistent basis. And for the most part, we have a very positive working relationship with our communities in Cornwall, and we want to maintain those relationships on a go-forward basis. We're keeping an eye on things in the States, and there's obviously a few situations in Canada as well that we're monitoring, and we're hopeful that we don't see any sort of situations like we're seeing south of the border or in our major Canadian cities either here in Cornwall.
Absolutely. Now, another issue that perhaps we know we're all following as well as the COVID-19 situation. And again, in Cornwall, we've been fairly lucky in terms of caseload and people cooperating, but perhaps you can provide a little bit of an update in terms of the Cornwall Police Service and COVID-19.
Yeah, well, so yeah, you're absolutely right. And I'm working from home today as part of our continued efforts to reduce the number of people within our working spaces, and wearing my Conquer COVID-19 shirt as we speak. We continue to see good cooperation from the citizens of Cornwall in regards to the emergency orders. This past weekend, we had only one call for service in regards to the Emergency Management Civil Protection Act, which is very positive. As things begin to reopen, we are still asking for the public's cooperation in regards to social gatherings. The limit is still 5 people, and there is no indication yet from the province of Ontario of that expanding. We see some facilities opening, the marina and things along those lines. And we continue to respect the efforts of our retail establishments in regards to complying with the orders set out by the province of Ontario and our local Eastern Ontario Health Unit as well. So I would characterize the level of cooperation from the City of Cornwall as excellent, and I'm hopeful that we continue to have that spirit of cooperation going forward.
Absolutely, and the case numbers that I alluded to at the very beginning is a testament to how the city has reacted and pulled together to really slow the spread. Now moving forward, Chief Aikman, another program that a lot of people probably aren't aware of that's offered by the Cornwall Police Service is the Vulnerable Persons Registry. So can you tell me about that program and how that works?
Sure. So the Vulnerable Person Registry, it really is an amalgamation of 2 previous programs that we had. One was known as the Wandering Persons Registry, which was aimed directly at people with dementia and Alzheimer's who might be prone to wandering. And the other program was aimed at individuals within our community who have autism or other forms of dementia. And so we combined these 2 programs together, called it the Vulnerable Person Registry, and it's aimed at identifying those people within our community who have special needs, whether it be autism, Alzheimer's disease, some form of dementia, or some brain injury that requires some special attention when a police officer is responding to a call for assistance with those individuals.
Excellent. So how can someone access the registry to have a loved one put on it?
Well, before COVID-19, I would have given you 2 answers to that because you could either do it in person in our lobby or online at cornwallpolice.ca. But given our current restriction on access to the building, I would encourage people who want to take advantage of the service to go online, cornwallpolice.ca and follow the links to the Vulnerable Person Registry there.
And you alluded to it a little bit, but let's elaborate a little bit more on why such a program is important. Obviously, the two programs existed before, so maybe talk about the importance of having the registry as well as the combining them.
Right. So when a person that has special needs is described within the Vulnerable Person Registry, there's often situations where a police officer, it would be very helpful for them to have the information in order to be able to properly de-escalate the situation. The information that's contained on the Vulnerable Persons Registry can include techniques and suggestions for de-escalating situations with a person with, say, autism, special ways of communicating with individuals, and obviously the appropriate contact information for someone who can be of assistance in handling that particular situation.
Excellent. On that note, Chief Aikman, thank you so much for joining me to talk about a little bit more about what's going on in the world, of course, COVID-19, and this wonderful program that will help both the community and our police service better respond.
Great. You have a nice day, Gabriel. Look forward to our next conversation.